Vice President Joe Biden spent the day in Michigan. Right now, he's at a private fundraising event in downtown Grand Rapids.
24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is there with a look at the VP's visit. Rick?
The always candid vice president was very accessible today, and he was talking about that jobs bill that failed last night in Washington. He said that jobs bill, in addition to creating jobs, would help upgrade ailing school districts like Grand Rapids, where they're using 100-year-old buildings and one science lab that he says is unusable. He says that bill would help take care of that. But he also said that he is here because he and the president have decided to take that bill directly to the people. He realizes that it's not likely that the House will pass it, even if the Senate does take it piece by piece by piece. But he says he wants to take the issue directly to the American people. I asked him about that strategy.
Mr. Vice President, you accurately point out that you probably know Congress better than most people in Washington because you've spent a lot of time there. You also know that less than 13 months out of a presidential election, compromise is not easy to find in Washington. And by deconstructing this and forcing Republicans to take votes on each one of these, it becomes more and more political. And even if it makes it through the Senate, it likely doesn't make it through the House. How much of this is about getting it done? How much of this is about politics?
It's all about getting it done, but it does have a political consequence. Let me explain. The one thing this president can't be accused of is not trying to work with the Congress. And I can tell you, and John Boehner will tell you, Eric Cantor will tell you, I was put in charge of negotiating the debt ceiling. We had a deal. We shook hands. These guys were honest about it. They said, if I can sell this, I'll be for it. They were for it. And they went to their constituency in the House and said, no deal. So what we've concluded is, I know this is going to sound strange, one of the ways to help the mainstream Republican Party is to put back pressure on those people in districts that are just saying no.
The vice president can be forgiven for being a little bit disingenuous when he says he's trying to help the mainstream Republican Party, because we also talked to him about the political reality of the state of Michigan in Decision 2012. Given the changing landscape and the Electoral College, Michigan becomes more important, particularly for a Democratic presidential candidate, perhaps than in the past several election cycles. Does the vice president agree? You'll hear what he has to say tonight at 6. We're live in downtown Grand Rapids. Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.